Hi guys, it's Melody Lane, and today I'm going to be making a really easy card. You don't even need a Cricut to use it, but I'm going to use one, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to be using the Hiedi Swapp Pink Foil, an Arranger embossing pen, an embossing buddy, so the static stays away and the embossing powder doesn't stick to the paper where I don't want it to. And then some Ranger sticky embossing powder. This is so cool. And then I'm going to be using my digital paper. This is from the Brooklyn digital paper set at melodylanedesigns.com. Then I'm using pink paper, black paper, and green paper, and the Cricut trimmer. All right, let's get started.
You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Okay, I'm going to go to Insert Image in Design Space, and I'm going to look for a phrase that says "for you." So I'm going to type in "for you," search, and I think I like this one. There are a lot of them. That would be nice to put on it also. I'm just going to do "for you." I'm making this card. I'm not really sure who it's going to be for. And you can click the little eye here and you can see it's from the calligraphy collection. So this is from a cartridge I've linked a long time ago. So we're going to search for a banner now. We're going to go up here and look for banner. I think I just want something simple like this. This is from Bits and Pieces. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that one. So we're going to go to Insert Image. Let's put the guidelines in. And I think this is just a little bit too big for us. So let's go down here, shrink that up a little. My entire card is going to be 5.5 inches wide. So we need this to be much smaller. I don't want it to go across the entire card. Let's do about 4.5 inches. Now there's another problem. This needs to fit on here. So this needs to go smaller. How big do we want this? I think I'm just going to make it a little smaller. So this, I need to unlock the lock so I can drag it bigger this way. Actually, I want this to go the other way. So we're going to flip it that way. And I'm going to put this at the edge of the paper. And then this one is going to be, doesn't really matter what we make these. It just depends on whatever paper we want to put in. That's going to be black. This one is going to be the green. And the words are going to be written. So we're going to click those to write. And they're actually going to be like in silver. Oh, no, they're not. They're going to be in pink. Is there a pink? There's no pink pen. Cactus pink. It's not going to be that color of pink, but that's what we're going to do. So now, in order for this to write on this, we have to attach it. Let me show you why. Because if we click go right now, it separates it all. And it's just going to write on the mat. It's not what we want. Let's click the X. Go back here. Now, we don't want to attach this all because it's going to attach these two layers together. So I'm going to click on these. That selects both of these. As you can see, they're in blue. And we're going to ungroup. Now, because I did that, it brought them to the front. And we're going to bring that one to the back. Bring this one to the back. Bring this one to the back. Move the black one, the top layer to the back first, and then that one. So we're going to select this, and I'm holding down my Command key, or you can use your Shift key on a PC, and then click the banner you want it to write on. So I want the For You to write on the black piece of paper. I thought I selected them both. You have to look over here in the Layers panel and make sure you did it. So now I'm going to go back and click the For You again, and now I can see they are both selected. And I'm going to attach them. So now these two are attached. If I want, I can put a box around them all, select them, and group them all together. So now we can hit go. And this is telling us to load our black paper first. I'm going to hit go. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these at the same time. So I'm going to go back to preview. I want to cancel a cut? Yes. I'm going to go ahead and just click 2 here and click apply. So I'll get 2 of them done at the same time. I could do many more, but for now we're just going to do 2. I'm going to click go. I'm going to select my Cricut device. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rub my black paper, because that's what I'm going to emboss on, with this embossing buddy. It's kind of like powder. It just keeps away the static cling. Stick it on the mat. Load it up. Loading my mat. Okay, I got my mat loaded, and it's telling me to load my pen. Well, I'm not using the actual pen that I have written in there. So I'm going to take out my score tool. I'm going to put in my embossing pen. And I'm going to put my thumb down here at the bottom and push it down until I hear a click. Close this up. And then hit go on my machine. These pens stay wet for 10 minutes, so I have 10 minutes to emboss it. Unload the mat. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and load my green paper. Okay, first thing we want to do is put the embossing powder on the banner. So we want to do it before it dries. So you just pour it on, and I like to pour it in the bottle. And I like to do this on paper. I actually have a thing that is made for glitter to pour it back in the bottle, and I hate it. It's hard to clean, and you get them mixed up. So I just use paper. You just fold it at the bottom, pour it back in. And it's like you haven't even used any. I've actually used this a lot, and it's still kind of full. The one thing you have to do with this is not heat it up too much. You do need to heat this. You need a heat gun of some kind. You let this heat up a little bit, and then put it on here, and this will disappear as it heats up. Don't heat it up too much. There. Now it's going to be sticky. That's when the foil comes in. Okay, now my embossing powder is sticky from heating it up, and you just need enough foil to cover up what you're putting the foil on. Just going to lay it on there, and I'm going to press. You don't have to do this when it's warm. The sticky embossing powder stays sticky until you cover it with glitter or flocking powder or this foil. You don't need a laminator with this. There we go. See how there's some spots that are not completely covered? You can see through them. I'm just going to go over them again. Move this around. And rub it on there. Until it's all covered. There we go. Isn't it pretty? So you can put anything you want on here. Okay, so now let's cut the rest of the card before we put this on there. The first thing we're going to do is we're making a big card because I love this paper so much. I'm like, I don't even want to cut it. So we're just going to cut it in half. And I can make 2 cards out of it. So I'm just going to take this, and this is how big the card's going to be. This is an 8.5 by 11 paper, and I'm just folding it in half. And then I'm using a bone folder to press down the fold. Okay, so the rest of them we're going to cut with my Cricut trimmer. I don't even know the measurements. First, I'm going to have a black piece, and I'm just going to show a little bit of the outer edge of the pink. And I did not fold this perfectly, so I'm going to cut the edges of this so it will be perfectly. I'm going to cut this side first. I'm just going to cut a little bit off the edge of the top and the bottom. So I'm doing this whole card, and I'm not going to measure anything. Who loves to measure? Well, if that's you, you can measure if you want. I'm not doing it. Okay, so there's our card. So now we have to figure out what size. Now, if you measured, it might be easy for you if you like to do that. But my cards don't have to be perfect. So I'm going to stick this in there, and I want a little more than that cut off. So I think I'm going to cut about that much off. I'm going to put this up to the edge so it's a straight cut. So let's see what we got. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, now let's get this end. Probably about that much. Let's line that up. Let's see how we did. That's pretty good. Now it's time for this. I want this paper to be a little smaller than this. I want a lot of the black showing, kind of. So let's put this through. Let's try there. I have no big expectations for this card. It can be whatever I design it to be. It doesn't have to be specific to anything. So I'm going to pull this down. What I'm doing is I'm measuring the space here and here, and I'm just eyeing it all and pulling it down to what might be even there. And then I have this much here. I'm going to move this over to cut about double that. So about right there. Pull the bottom one out. Pull that in. There we go. So there's that. And then I have the base to this. Those are going to be over each other. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, and I think I'm going to use some glue dots. I'm going to put some glue dots right down here. There's one. So I'm putting these glue dots right down here, the bottom. Okay, I added 3 glue dots. See them? And I'm going to add the foil to them. So I just took a little bit of the foil and going to place it over the glue dots. There. Those are really pretty. I like the glue dots with the foil over them. I'm going to use these black foam adhesive squares. And I'm going to place this edge with the edge of the black piece. There we go. Now how easy was that? Now on the inside I thought I'm just going to wait and see who I put this with. I could do a stamp, or I could also write something with my Explorer on a separate piece of paper. Maybe use the green paper and put on the inside and have it write something for me. So there's a big card. That's pretty easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.